Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome. My name is Teresa Tope, and I'm here from Northern California representing Santa Rosa Junior College. I would like to say a big thank you to Education USA for providing this virtual event for Sub-Saharan Africa. It's an honor for me to be here. I've been asked to speak about the 5 steps to US study. And I have woven those steps into my presentation. So as I go throughout the presentation, you will be able to think about these 5 different steps and how they apply to you, and you will have your answers to some of the questions that you should be asking yourself at this point. So step 1, of course, is to research your options. Today, I will be talking about the public school system of higher education in California specifically. So you will have a pretty good idea of whether or not that is a good option for you coming to California and studying in one of our universities there within the public school system. As you probably know, there are well over 4,000 university options throughout the United States. It can be a little overwhelming, so I'm going to focus on California because that's my area of expertise. Number 2, finance your studies. I will be outlining the tuition costs as well as the housing costs, specifically as they apply to community colleges, because community colleges, as you may well know, offer lower tuition to students, and that's generally true across the board throughout the United States. So I'll be talking about the tuition for community colleges as they compare to other universities in the US. I will also be outlining the application process specifically for Santa Rosa Junior College, but that will generally apply to most community colleges, especially in California. I am not an expert on the application process for each university in the US because everyone makes their own determination about what the admission requirements will be. So I'm going to focus on, again, on California. Applying for your student visa, number 4, I will mention that, talk about it very briefly, but that is an area that you should be working with Education USA, your advisor there, to get very accurate, detailed information about. And that also applies to your pre-departure information. So again, I'll be giving you general information about step 5, but my main focus will be steps 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. As I mentioned, my primary presentation will be about the higher education system in California and the community colleges within that system specifically. So it's basically a 3-tiered system in California. You may have heard of some of our UCs. That's the top tier there, the University of California system. Some of them are quite famous. They are primarily research institutions, and I will talk about them in some detail. The second level there is the California State University system. That's better known as the CSU system, and there are a wide variety in California. They are excellent institutions. I'll be giving you some information about them as well. And then, of course, the California Community College system, where I'll be spending most of my time and talking about some of the advantages to starting with that pathway and then transferring. So the UC system is comprised of 10 campuses. They are located, as you can see, all over the state of California. Santa Rosa Junior College is close to UC Davis, UC Berkeley, UC Santa Cruz. And a result of that, the proximity to those UC campuses, that is our primary transfer destinations. That's where most of our students transfer to if they want to transfer to a UC. UC San Francisco is also very close, but that's a medical school. And in the United States, you must earn a bachelor's degree before you can transfer or apply to a medical school. So students don't go directly from a community college into medical schools. UCs offer bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, and a wide variety of programs at the doctoral level. The CSU system is a larger system. There are more campuses. Again, you can see they're located all over California. It is the largest university system in the US. The closest CSUs to Santa Rosa Junior College are Sonoma State University, Sacramento State University, San Francisco State University, and our students do commonly transfer to those universities to complete bachelor's degrees. So they offer bachelor's degrees, master's, and a few doctoral degrees, not many, primarily in education. And then the California Community College system is, it's a massive system. There are 116 campuses throughout California. It is the largest system of higher education in the United States. So we serve more than 2 million students annually. It is, even though every state in the United States has a community college and has this system, California has the most comprehensive system. So we have made it very easy for you to transfer to universities. We have guaranteed transfer agreements with our public university partners. So it is just, it's a very easy system for you to transfer into. So our primary mission is to prepare you for transfer. It's a 2+2 system. You start at a community college, transfer to university. It still takes 4 years. It's the same amount of time, same level of education. In the end, you get a bachelor's degree from the university. So we also have some vocational programs. Those are our certificate programs. We offer about 150 different certificate programs, as well as some basic skills classes. So that includes ESL. Most community colleges do offer all of these 3 different options. Most community colleges are also open admissions. So the idea is that we want everyone to have the opportunity to attend institutions of higher education and earn bachelor's degrees if they choose to. So we've made it very easy for you to apply and be admitted into the community colleges. We offer associate's degrees as well as certificates. So as I mentioned, it is the largest system of higher education in the US. And yes, I will answer the questions that are in the chat as I go along. We do offer scholarships, and yes, this is a community college. Okay, so largest system of higher education in the US. A third of community colleges students in the US attend a California community college. So again, as I mentioned, California does have the most community colleges and the most comprehensive system. A third of UC graduates and more than half of the CSU graduates started at a California community college. And almost half of the UC bachelor's degrees that are awarded in STEM fields started at California community colleges. So you may recognize some of these people. These are all people who attended California community colleges. I also attended a California community college, earned an associate's degree, and then a bachelor's degree, went on to get a master's degree, as well as a teaching credential. So it doesn't slow you down at all. It's a great system. It's very common. About half of the Americans in the United States do follow this pathway for very good reasons that I will be talking about throughout the presentation. I keep referring to it as a JC or a junior college, and that is because Santa Rosa Junior College has retained that original name. Originally, all community colleges were called junior colleges, and we have a very long history, and that is why we have kept the name junior college. So how it works is it's 2+2, right? Same amount of time, same level of education, same coursework. Even if you start at a university in the United States directly, you will still need to do general education requirements. So you'll be taking classes in English, science, math, social studies, humanities. Community colleges provide all of those courses. Same courses, they will all transfer to university. So that's primarily what you'll be taking the first 2 years, but you will also take some courses within your major and then transfer to a university, hopefully in your 3rd year, as long as you stay on track, and you'll complete your bachelor's degree after 4 years and be awarded that degree from the university. So I've been talking mostly about the public university system in the United States, but just know that you can transfer anywhere. So you can transfer to a private university within California or out of state, or one of the public universities in a different state. And this is just a few of the universities that our students have transferred to. It's just a small example of where some of our international students have gone. It's basically, you know, the sky is the limit. You have to do the work, get the grades that you need, and then we can help you transfer to most universities as long as you are qualified. Okay, a little bit more information about Santa Rosa Junior College specifically. I mentioned that we have a very long history that we're proud of. We were founded in 1918, so we've been around for more than 100 years. We are a medium to large community college, so we have about 24,000 students total. That's our student body. We do have several different locations. So this is something that you need to be thinking about when you're considering studying in the United States, is the size of the institution, where it's located, of course, and whether or not it has the program that you are interested in. You're not locked into a specific program. There is some flexibility within the system of higher education in the United States. So you can come in as an undeclared major, you're not sure. You can start taking your general education classes and then decide after you arrive. But you will eventually have to choose a major, obviously. So as far as our location and the size of the institution, we are located about 1 hour north of San Francisco in Northern California. We're in Sonoma County. So Sonoma County is absolutely beautiful. It's bordered by the Pacific Ocean, the Napa Valley, and then San Francisco, as I mentioned, is just south of where we are. So that it's a nice balance between a big city and a more suburban place. So Santa Rosa, the population is about 175,000 people. It's not a big city, but it is big enough that you can walk downtown from our campus, the main campus there, and you know, enjoy restaurants and shopping and movies and things of that nature. Once you get outside of the city of Santa Rosa, you're in a rural area. You're in the wine country. So it's rolling hills, vineyards, there are lakes, mountains, rivers. You can go to the beach. It's all very easily accessed from our campus. So if you want a balance of a nice, safe, quiet place to study with a lot of outdoor activities at your doorstep, and then a big city that you can get to on the weekends, that's what you will find at Santa Rosa Junior College. And then it's, as I mentioned, medium to large school with several different locations. The picture you see there, as well as the one behind me, is of our main campus where most international students take their classes, but we also have a smaller campus as well as 3 auxiliary locations. So we have options. A part of our history was founded on Stanford University and UC Berkeley's history. So more than 100 years ago, back in 1918, there were no community colleges in Northern California. Berkeley and Stanford wanted a community college to be built as a feeder for their universities, and that's why we were founded. So we've borrowed a little bit of their history too. Our colors are blue and red, and that's because Stanford University is red and white, so we've taken the red from them. UC Berkeley's colors are blue and gold. We've taken the blue from them. And UC Berkeley's mascot is a bear. So Santa Rosa Junior College is the Bear Cubs. That's our mascot. Top transfer destinations are listed there. That is primarily because of their proximity to our campus. As I mentioned, we're in a very beautiful location, so students tend to make friends, they find housing, they want to stay in the area. So they often transfer to UC Berkeley, UC Davis, Sonoma State University, San Francisco State University. And some of them go to UCLA, which is in Southern California. That's also a popular transfer destination. We do have the highest acceptance rate into the UC system out of all of the community colleges of our size. And then the third highest acceptance rate out of all of the 116 community colleges in California. So community colleges are not ranked, but one thing that you can look at if you're concerned about rankings, which I'm not so sure that you need to be, especially when it comes to community colleges, but if you are concerned about that, look at things like the acceptance rates and the transfer rates. Those things are tracked by the Chancellor's office. So the cost, this is something that you should be considering, of course. And you probably know that community colleges offer a far lower tuition than most universities do. So you can save a considerable amount of money by starting at a community college and then transferring. So what I have here is a cost comparison. If you start at Santa Rosa Junior College and transfer to a CSU, how much you'll be spending over the course of the 4 years. This is based on annual tuition for full-time enrollment at 12 units, which is the minimum, the minimum requirement that you need to take each semester in order to maintain your full-time F1 student visa status. So our current tuition is $9,100. That's based on $376 per unit. We are on the semester system. So that's for one academic year, which is 2 semesters. You can see when you transfer to a CSU, their tuition is going to be quite a bit higher. If you go directly to a CSU, and again, you're getting the same degree in the end, it's the same coursework, but you would be spending about $20,000 more over the course of the 4 years. The UC system has higher tuition than the CSU system. So you can see, again, if you start at a community colleges, their tuition varies a little bit within the state of California, but not very much. So for the community colleges that are on the semester system, this is a pretty good indicator, regardless of which community college you choose, of what the tuition, the annual tuition would be for 2 semesters. So you can see if you transfer to a UC, that is approximately what you would be spending over the course of the 4 years. But if you go directly, it will be more than $60,000 more. The annual cost, again, this is an estimate. This is the amount that we need to see on a bank statement in order to issue you an I-20. We estimate that the expenses will be about $27,000 over the course of 1 year. So that includes everything. So let's talk about some of the other costs that are involved, because of course, tuition is not the only cost involved with studying abroad. So you will need to have housing, right? If you're lucky enough to have friends or family or someone that you can stay with for free in our area, then the cost that you need to show us on a bank statement will be reduced by about half if you have a sponsor that will provide housing for you. But for most students, they either live in an apartment or they live with a homestay family. And a few colleges, community colleges, do offer on-campus housing. So Santa Rosa Junior College is in the process of building dormitories. We plan on having those open for fall of 2022. So then we'll have an affordable on-campus housing option for you as well. But for now, we have apartments. This is an example of one of the apartments. The college doesn't own or manage the apartment, but it's very easy walking distance, and it's almost exclusively students that live in that apartment. There are 5 apartments in total that are right next to this one that you can, they're basically on our campus, but we don't own them. So my office is right behind this tree. This is the campus, this is the apartment. Obviously, it's very close to campus. So these costs are based on that apartment complex right there. One of the ways that you can save money is by sharing with other students. So these costs are based on single occupancy. If you rent a 1-bedroom apartment, and it's also based on furnished apartments, I definitely recommend that you get a furnished apartment. Or you find someone, you connect with a student who's a current student that is looking for a roommate. So they've already taken care of furnishing the apartment before you arrive. But for example, that 1-bedroom, if there are 2 students in the 1-bedroom, then the cost would be $750 per month. Same thing with a 2-bedroom, you could have 4 students, and then that brings the cost down to $500 a month. The prices there for homestay are based on single occupancy, so you will have your own room, and that cost includes meals. You can choose whether or not to have meals included. If you don't, the cost is lower. And then the other expenses that are listed there, again, these are estimates, but they're related to books and supplies, other miscellaneous costs, and health insurance. We do have a mandatory health insurance policy that international students must purchase. And then at the bottom there are just some ideas for ways to, other ways you can save money. If you're living with a homestay family and you need to take a bus every day, hopefully your homestay family is walking distance, but not all of them are. Some of them you will need to ride a bicycle or take a bus. If you need to take a bus, we provide you with free bus passes. So city and county bus passes. We also have a free food pantry for students, and we have a very large farm. So the students at the farm, they grow more fruits and vegetables than they can use or sell or give to our culinary school to prepare dishes for the public. So the remaining food comes to the campus, and you are welcome to take the fruits and vegetables home, prepare dishes for yourself in your apartment. Okay, so as I mentioned, you should be looking at or thinking about what you would like to study. You don't have to know right now, but it's a good idea to start narrowing down your options if you can. It's a big decision. If you're still in high school, it's a decision that you shouldn't take lightly. You certainly don't want to get locked into a career that you're not happy with. So anyway, Santa Rosa Junior College has over 100 majors, so probably whatever you're considering, we offer. Some of the most popular majors with international students are business, computer science, digital media, engineering, all of the STEM fields, and behavioral sciences. But we also have some very specialized programs. So we have our own culinary arts school. We are located right in the heart of Sonoma County's wine country. So that tourism is a big industry for us. So we have some very strong hospitality programs and other support programs for the industries in our area. We have our own restaurant and our own bakery that's open to the public. So if you're interested in hospitality, this is a great school option for you. We also have our own farm. So we have a 365-acre farm. It's huge. And there are a lot of different program options available there. So sustainable agriculture, environmental conservation, forestry management, equine science, so many different programs. And then these two programs, they work very closely together. So the students at the farm, they grow the fruits, the vegetables, they make the wine, they make olive oil, they raise the meat. And then the students at the culinary school, they utilize those products to prepare dishes for the public. So it's a really nice symbiotic relationship. And then we also have some health sciences programs. So we have nursing, dental hygiene, pharmacy technology, and radiological technology. And then the application process, as I mentioned, it's similar for most community colleges. You will definitely want to check, each college that you're interested in to make sure that you're meeting the application requirements. But as I also mentioned, community colleges they're open admission. Our mission is to provide opportunities for students. So we do not put up barriers. We try to make it as easy as we can to allow students to gain admission. So at Santa Rosa Junior College, all of the application is done online. You upload your documents. So if you're finished with high school, you're going to upload your high school completion, your diploma. If you are not yet finished with high school, upload your transcript that shows that you're in your final term or your final year of high school and that you will complete by the time you transfer to us. If for some reason you didn't graduate from high school, but you are over the age of 18, that's fine too. So for admission, you either need to be finished with high school, even if you're not 18 yet, that's okay, or you need to be over the age of 18, either one. And then you're going to upload a copy of your passport, the financial guarantees, so that is going to reflect at least $27,000. Most students upload a bank statement, but there are other ways to meet that requirement as well. You can have more than one sponsor. So, talk to us about that. Look at our website. We have the various options outlined there. And then number 3 is providing English proficiency. Of course, if you're from an English-speaking country, that you do not need to meet this requirement. We will know that when you submit your high school transcripts. If you are not from an English-speaking country, but you are in a system of education, your high school is, the curriculum is in English, maybe you're doing IB or you're in an American system or something like that, that will also meet the requirements. There are a variety of ways, so please refer to the website, start communicating with our international student advisor, and she'll help you understand whether or not you can meet the English proficiency requirement in some way other than what is listed there. So I've listed the most common ways that students meet that requirement. They either go to one of our IEPs, an intensive English language program partners, they finish one of their programs, or they take a standardized test. So most commonly they take either the TOEFL or the IELTS, but there are other standardized test scores that we will accept as well. So there are no SAT requirements or ACT. So other than the possibility of an English proficiency standardized test, you don't have to do any other standardized tests. Most community colleges don't require essays or letters of recommendation either. So again, the admission process is open admission. It makes it very easy for you to gain access to an education that is at the same level as a very competitive university is. Okay, just a few more points about what's special about us. And actually that first one there is applicable to most community colleges. So we offer lower tuition, smaller class sizes. Some universities, you will end up in lecture halls with hundreds of other students. That is not the case at community colleges. We offer very small personalized classes, and so you can really connect with your instructors. At Santa Rosa Junior College, the class size is about 20 to 1. So that's the average, 20 students to 1 instructor. And again, you will know all of your instructors and they will know you. That's really important, I think. And of course, we offer transferable level courses. We have agreements, guaranteed transfer agreements with the CSU and the UC systems. So as long as you stay on track, get the grades that you need, and take the coursework that you need for transfer, we can guarantee your admission into the CSU or UC system. And then TLC, you know, we love our international students. We don't have very many at Santa Rosa Junior College, and this is something, again, that you will want to look at depending on where you want to go. Do you want to be at an institution that has a lot of international students, so you will be with other students from your home country, or do you want a very unique immersion experience where you might be the only international student from your home country, or there aren't very many international students from your home country? So in your classes, you will be fully immersed in the American culture. You will meet other American students, and you will make friends with American students as well as students from other countries. So you need to decide what you're comfortable with and the type of experience that you want to have. So even though SRJC is a fairly large community college, we only have 148 international students. They are coming from all over the world, including quite a few of the African countries that are in attendance today. But that, you know, there just aren't very many international students. So you're mostly going to be with American students. So we have dedicated international student advisors, dedicated international student counselors, lots of opportunities for you to get connected through parties and celebrations. We have clubs, we have competitive sports teams that you can try out for. We have workshops that are free and open to you throughout the year. They focus on things like transfer opportunities. We have free field trips to universities in our area. You can meet with university representatives that come to us. We have a big transfer day where about 60 different universities come and talk to you about their schools, or you can meet with them one-on-one. We have workshops about scholarships because we offer at Santa Rosa Junior College, we offer more than 700 different scholarships. And some of those scholarships are open to everyone, and some of them are only open to international students. So your chances of getting a scholarship at SRJC are very good. And the scholarship award amounts range from about $450 to about $2,000 each. You can apply for more than one scholarship, and you can apply for, well, it's very extensive, so check it out. I don't want to get into great detail, but there are scholarship opportunities. There are also work opportunities. So we have workshops that will outline how you can get involved with either working on campus or working off campus after your first year. You can work part-time off campus through a program that's called CPT. And then after you finish your associate's degree, you can work off campus full-time through OPT for 1 year. And that is a great opportunity also for community colleges, because that's not, you can only take advantage of that after you complete a program. So if you go directly to a university, that means you're completing after 4 years a bachelor's degree and gaining that work experience after that degree. At a community college, you get 2 opportunities at OPT because you finish your associate's degree and you're granted OPT after 1 year, you know, with permission. You have to apply for it, of course. And then after you transfer to a university, complete your bachelor's degree, you have another opportunity at OPT. So that's another advantage, I think, to starting at a community college. You get more work experience that's very valuable. So that is the end of my presentation. You are welcome to ask questions. Please put them in the chat room, and I'm here to answer those and you know, give you any other detailed information that you would like to have. So thank you very much for joining me. It was an absolute pleasure. Reach out to us. We're here for you, and we would love to have you join us at Santa Rosa Junior College. Thank you.